friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Caitlin. I make videos documenting my life, vlogs, just anything I feel inspired to make. I talk about things that are good and bad, but today something bad and weird and spooky has been happening lately that I feel like I want to address and talk about. So recently I have had reasons to believe that I am being haunted, and I know that's a pretty bold statement, but after I explain everything, I hope it will make more sense to you. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe if you want more updates or anything just with my life in general. Please put my post notifications on because then you will know when I upload. So I have things on my laptop that I have written down so I don't forget anything. I've done a lot of thinking towards everything that has been happening and why it has been happening. So let's just get right into it, and I am going to start from the beginning. From start to beginning. It doesn't make any sense. I wrote a Word document basically from the start of things to where they are now. And it all started in Belgium, and I recently went on this trip. I made a video about going there. I haven't really posted anything about what I did there. One day we went to the ghost town of Dole, and it's really cool. It's an abandoned town because there's a nuclear power plant nearby and people just had to evacuate in case anything happened. And while we were going through that town, we discovered an old cemetery. While we were looking through the cemetery, it was really interesting and cool. It was next to a church. And I was exploring in there, and I found a row of like children's graves. Actually, somebody else found them first. There was a row about 4 or 5 children laid next to each other, and I noticed the one at the end had a teddy bear laying on it, and it looked pretty old and pretty rustic. So me being me, just the curious person I am, you know, curious Kate, wanted to know how old that teddy bear was, and by using like one of the 5 senses, I decided that I wanted to touch it. And it felt pretty stiff and just old and gross, but I didn't want to remove it from the child grave because obviously that seems like not such a good thing to do, you know what I mean? You just want to leave it and be peaceful with it. So I touched it. Here lies a beloved child. 1928. This place is really eerie. I don't know. When I touched that teddy bear on the child's grave, it's almost like it had an energy to it. Now I'm a little bit freaked out about it because I don't want to bring any spirits back. I visited that cemetery, I touched the teddy bear, and I didn't think anything of it, and I left the teddy bear there. We ended up doing other things like in the next couple days. It was a little break in between from doing things. We went to Venice, Italy, and then we were going to Barcelona. And in between those days, we had some days off where we just stayed home, and Jordy had this town he wanted to show us, and which we did. So now we had time to relax. Hi friends! So today is the day after Venice, so obviously we did a lot of walking. Obviously we did a lot of walking and we're really tired. A couple days went by. It was either the next day or the day after that. I started having really strange dreams about these children. It was like 3 a.m. and I was still trying to fall asleep. I believe at 2, 3 a.m. I have no idea. But I was trying to fall asleep. I ended up having a dream. So this dream ended up being that these children were in the room, and in the dream, it was the exact same room that I was staying in. I thought it wasn't a dream at first. I looked over in the corner and I saw these children staring at me. And you know, I said to them, I was like, hey, like, I'm really trying to sleep. Can you please leave me alone? And I just pulled the covers over me and tried to sleep. I don't know if I did this in real life or not, or if it was a dream. No idea. The children ended up not liking that I was ignoring them, so they ended up coming towards me and thinking like, why are you ignoring me? Why did you touch my bear? Like, why are you ignoring me? They kept saying it over and over and over again. And I said to them again, I was like, hey, like, I'm really trying to sleep. I have a big day tomorrow. I'm doing something important. Can you please leave me alone? And it got mad. The way that they moved, they were in the corner, they ended up manifesting into an orb and coming closer to me. And every time I ignored them, they would come closer to me to try to get my attention. So it came close to me. It's like, why are you ignoring me? Why did you touch my bear? That's my bear. Why are you touching it? I didn't really think of it at this time. I thought it was a dream. So I just said, hey, like, I'm really trying to sleep. Can you please leave me alone? I was just so persistent. I put the covers over my head. and it came closer right next to my bed, and I was like, why are you ignoring me? Why did you touch my bear? And I said, come on, can you please let me sleep? So I turned over and put the covers over my head, and the next thing I know, the orb flashed again, and it popped under my covers like this child. It's like, why are you ignoring me? Please pay attention to me. Why are you ignoring me? Why'd you touch my bear? This is where it gets weird. So I woke up and I ended up going into my parents' room, which I don't really remember doing as much, and I was like walking in there, I opened the door, I was like mumbling stuff about possessed children and them being in my room and them staring at me and not letting me go to sleep, and my parents thought it was really, really strange. I was about to like crash in their room, and then like somebody snapped me out of it, and I ended up going back into the room and falling asleep again. So I don't really remember doing that as much, but it was just really interesting why, like, I walked into the room and was talking about being possessed, and a child was watching me sleep. It was like really strange because it happened after I touched the teddy bear, and it was angry that I touched it. It wouldn't leave me alone. After the trip, weird stuff started happening in my house when I returned home. We had just moved into this house because we moved from another place and we were just settling in. I hadn't really spent a lot of time there, maybe a week at most. One of the things was that I was sleeping one day, and I am very, very meticulous about locking my doors at night because I feel safer when I have the doors locked. So I obviously have them locked. But this particular day, I didn't lock them because I had something important to do in the morning. I had to get up, so I left them unlocked, and I made sure to check it so many times that I left it unlocked. I'm very meticulous about locks, so if I know if I locked it, it's locked. If I know if I unlocked it, it's unlocked. I woke up this morning and I wasn't woken up by the person I had told to wake me up, and I was like, hey, like, why'd you wake me up? Or why didn't you wake me up? And like, oh, your door was locked, we couldn't get into your room. I did not lock that freaking door. I swear to God, I did not lock that door. I left it unlocked because I had a specific reason to be up in the morning. Another experience is that when we first moved into the house, I wanted to take a shower, and we hadn't really had the towels situated in my bathroom. So I didn't grab the towels until like after I got out of the shower, and there was only one rag on like the towel rack. I took a shower and it went fine, everything was okay, and my clothes were in the corner of the room as like I was showering. So when I got out of the shower, I grabbed the tiny rag on like the towel rack to just like, you know, dry out my hair for a little bit before I actually grabbed the main towel. So no clothes could have hidden in this tiny little rag because, first of all, I would notice it, and if it's easier to hide clothes, or if clothes get stuck in a towel, they would be in a big towel. This was a tiny rag, and as I was doing it, I was putting my face to the floor and wringing out my hair, and I turned around and my socks somehow got thrown in the shower. And okay, my shower is set up where it's a shower, but there's a bath in it too, so it's at least like this tall to get into the shower. How could a sock fling into the shower when I was only drying it off with a little rag and the socks were in the corner of the bathroom? It just doesn't make any sense, and if the socks were in the shower the whole time, they'd be drenched. But these socks were only splattered on a little bit since it had just been thrown in there. I just don't understand how they got there, and I asked like my mom and my dad, I was like, hey, like, are you messing with me? Did you come in the bathroom? And they're like, no, like, the door was locked, nobody could be in there. Like, it just, things don't make any sense. One other thing that happened in my room is that I had some food on a plate on my nightstand, and I was on my bed talking to somebody, and the plate just like flew off for no reason. Like, there's no draft in there, the windows aren't open. First of all, there's food on the plate, so there's a weight to it, so how could it just fly off? Do you know what I'm saying here? It just doesn't add up. So as you guys know, I moved to New Mexico, and I moved there not too long after like these weird things were happening, and I moved for completely unrelated reasons to the things that were happening in my house. I did not know I was moving to New Mexico. Is a new thing for me. The place that I live in New Mexico now is very close to a cemetery. It's just like a block or two down from this area that I live in. One day we were walking through it and we heard screams at night, or we walked up to it and we heard screams in the cemetery. which was really weird. I just thought I would add that in to see if it has any significance. I have no idea. So shortly after moving to New Mexico, I started having weird dreams about demons coming for me that took place in the room that had all the haunting, weird stuff happening back in my old house. And I actually filmed a video about it, and if you go watch it, you can understand exactly what happened in the dream. A little brief explanation of the dream: a demon came for me in my room in that house. It started throwing things and levitating things, and eventually it came for me at night. It started choking me and it scratched me on my back. That is an important detail that you need to keep track of. That dream was really weird, so I had to make a video about it. And I sat down that day and thought I would film 2 videos because I would like to pre-record sometimes. So I sat down and filmed the demon video first. The vibe changed a bit when I was talking about the demon and everything that was happening. The next video I filmed was a 15 facts about me tag. And during that video, I didn't realize anything was happening. And while I was editing it, I didn't see anything because I put music to the background and I just tuned out everything. I just wanted to edit it really quickly because I had something to do. So a couple days passed after the dream happened, and there was no activity that was really significant. And then after that, Lance actually left for a business trip to Colorado for about 3 to 4 days. So I was living in this place all alone and nobody was around. I was just simply alone. It was really quiet. It was really weird. And I just went about my days. While Lance was gone, I decided that I wanted to share my videos with people on Facebook. And I was really nervous about it because I really don't like sharing things with people who are really close to me because I just feel like it's weird and they talk about it next to me. It's just a weird experience. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. I was looking through the videos which I wanted to share, and the 2 videos that I was looking at were the videos about the demon coming for me and then the 15 facts about me tag, which those I said were recorded on the same day. As I was looking through those, I was watching the 15 facts about me tag and I noticed something really strange. So at around like 4 minutes and 40 seconds, you can hear something right next to me just scratching on the wall. I don't know if that replicates the sound. I'm taking my nails and scratching on this little, like, this kind of thing. You know, you see that? There's 2 of them in here and one's right next to me. So if I don't know, I'm gonna look at that and see if it replicates it. It sounds like a scratch, a growl. I was so freaked out about this. Alright, so this is the video about the 15 facts about me tag. Here's me being me, but listen closely for what happens around this area. I hope you guys enjoyed my video of me just sharing some facts. I called Lance and I was like, hey, like, I need to talk to you. And he couldn't hear me because he was busy, so I was like, okay, like, this is really bad. I need someone to talk to, so I was calling everybody and nobody would talk to me. I just kind of let it settle with me for a while. I tried to debunk it. I realized that, like, when I film, I put it on a setting that's hybrid auto, and it can't be the shutter noises from my camera focusing or just like auto adjusting, because on hybrid auto, the focusing sounds, they're completely muted, and that's on purpose. It's very, like, it means to mute the audio from the camera, so it can't be the camera moving. And in the video, I never hit my back on this, and I never, like, I don't know, I was talking with my hands, but I never hit anything. It was just really weird. I looked back, and on the beginning of the video, I even had to put a disclaimer in the beginning saying that the vibe was off, and I felt like the energy was off. And if that doesn't say anything before a scratch sound or growling sounds appears, that's just really weird. I filmed the demon video before the 15 facts video, so I was talking about demons scratching me in my sleep and around me. I thought I just heard something. I'm getting, like, really hot. I'm scared. I filmed the demon video before the 15 facts video, so just the order is really weird. If I was talking about demons and the energy got weird, and then the scratch marks and growling happened, I don't... Someone, like, tell me that's not weird. I just dismissed it later on that day, and I didn't decide to post my videos until afterwards. The next day, I decided, okay, this is the day to post the videos. I'm just gonna do it, like, no going back after this. So I posted them. After I posted them, people started watching them, obviously, and a very, very nice individual reached out to me and talked to me about the video about the nightmare I had, because in the video I asked, like, does anybody know what this means? Like, please help me. And they were talking about demons and, like, maybe the meaning behind it. So I thought that was really, really nice of them. I was thinking about it later, and I thought, was this person, like, Did they feel an urge to reach out for me because they were worried about me, or like worried something would happen to me? I don't know. This could be very unrelated to everything, but I just thought I would include that because the person felt obligated to reach out to me and they wanted to help me figure it out and pray for me. So thank you to that person. Again, I really appreciate it. Then I posted it and I ended up going to the bathroom. So I put my phone on a towel on the sink area. I opened the door to go to the bathroom and I heard a bang. I instantly turned around and realized my phone had been thrown to the other side of like the hallway area. It's like a little bathroom area and then you go to the bathroom. It was on the floor, completely on the other side, and it cracked the bottom of my phone screen. Alright, so these cracks on the bottom are from my phone being thrown and hitting the ground. If I had set it on the other side of the room, how did it suddenly get to the floor on the other side in a second with a bang? So I was really freaked out by that. I was like, okay, like something has to explain that. I don't get it. So I turned around and I was going to go to the bed to edit something, and then my back started burning and I freaked the fuck out because I didn't know why my back was burning. It just hurt so bad and it was just like a sensation that I cannot describe. It was continuous burning on my back. And I looked in the mirror, I was like, what the heck is happening? So I like turned to the back and all of a sudden I see these 3 scratch marks on my back starting to appear just like they happened in the dream. And I was completely sober during this like experience. Nothing was wrong with me. I was just looking and these 3 scratch marks started to appear on my back. So I have no idea what was happening and I was freaking out and the vibe just went really bad. So I tried to call anybody and everybody, but nobody could answer at the moment, and it just really is unexplained. I don't know what to do about it. If you guys have any explanations to why this was happening, like please let me know. Out of these days, nobody has been here when I've been filming, and nobody was around when these scary things were happening to me, like my phone being thrown, my back being scratched. I just don't know, and I want something to be resolved. I want to burn sage in here, but I can't because the fire system is so sensitive. Incense, I don't know. Later that night they disappeared and the scratch marks were nothing, so I have no idea what happened. Whew. That was a lot to talk about, but that is about everything that has happened. If you guys have any explanation as to why these things are happening, please let me know. I need your help, and I will take any suggestions that you guys have to give. Without further ado, I'll try not to die, and I might see you in my next video depending on how scary things get. So until next time, I'll see you later.